guys, this is Robert again, and welcome to another episode of the Healthy and Fit Lifestyle. And of course, today we have a new episode, and today we're going to talk about how to fight this COVID-19 and how to use exercise as a weapon against COVID-19. And we know that by now, that exercise is the weapon to fight COVID-19. But if exercise is a weapon, we better know how to use it. Because I can't just give you a weapon and expect you to fight with it and use it properly. You have to learn how this weapon works. If we don't know how this weapon works, it can backfire and hurt us. Okay? Like any weapon, it can work for us, it can work against us. So, this episode is supposed to teach us on how to use this weapon against this virus or this enemy called COVID-19. And in order to do that, we have to understand how the body works first. How this virus works. How the enemy works. Okay. This is how it works. If we get infected, first of all, this virus doesn't have any feet. So it needs us to pass it around. We are the host. So if I get infected, the only reason this virus is going to move is if I pass it on. Okay, if I pass it on, somebody else gets infected, it goes to their lungs. It attacks the lungs. And it goes to the alveoli, cells of the alveoli, and the fight goes on. Once the fighting starts, the body produces killer T cells and other cells, immune cells, that will fight this virus and kill this virus and kill the cells around it, the infected cells. And then the body produces what we call inflammatory markers to inflame the area to flush out all these dead debris. These are called your interleukin 1 and interleukin 6. Okay? These two inflammatory markers, interleukin 1, we're not going to talk so much about that because that's the one that gives us the fever. Interleukin 6 is the one that gives us the inflammation. Problem is, for people who are already with pre-existing condition or are already sick to start with, they overreact by overproducing this interleukin 6. So much interleukin 6 that they feel like they're drowning. Okay? Because the body overreacts. A healthy body, a body that exercises on a regular basis, is not going to overreact. It's not going to overproduce this interleukin 6. And the killer T cells and the B cells can do their job and fight this virus, and you get better in a few days. But for those of you who do not exercise on a regular basis, your body overproduces this interleukin 6. And the body gets inflamed, and then the immune cells can't do their job. And then what happens next is the body gets into a storm called the cytokine storms, which really kills it's like napalm and kills everything. That's why the corner where we turn that corner in fighting this COVID-19 is when your body overreacts in producing this inflammatory markers, okay, called your interleukin 6. If your body overproduces that, a good example of that is when you twist your ankles. If you're not used to punishing your legs, exercising, or like for those of you who play basketball, if you're not used to that punishment on your ankles, and you twist your ankle, you'll notice that your ankle balloons. It balloons, it gets big, it gets inflamed, and the first thing you do is ice it. Why do you ice it? If inflammation is part of your immune response, why are we icing it? Why are we stopping the immune response? Because that ballooning is an overproduction. That's an overreaction to the injury. Okay, that's the same thing. We're fighting off. If we're fighting a virus inside of us, our body is overreacting. The same thing if our body is well exercised. If our body is well exercised, then it's used to be punished like this. Like when we exercise, there's always a fight going on in our body. There's so many things going on, and the body is so used to that if a virus enters our body, we're used to it. We don't overreact. Our body doesn't overreact to the virus. The problem is, most of us would overreact. Our bodies would overreact. And the way to do that is through exercise. But if you also overdo your exercise, then your body overproduces interleukin 6 again. Okay? Because here how regular exercise works. Your body overproduces interleukin 6. And it goes down to normal levels. Normal levels. You need a certain amount of interleukin 6 for your body to be healthy, for your body to do its job in fighting off pathogens just like the COVID-19. It needs to be at that normal level. You exercise, you bring it down to a normal level. That's what happens. You exercise again, it goes back to a normal level. The problem is, if you're not used to exercise, you exercise like you overdo it, like you follow an exercise program on the internet or on TV, and you overdo your exercise. The word that we use in fitness is called, we overtrain the body. Because it's very easy to overtrain your body, especially if you haven't done any form of exercise. Now, if you overtrain your body, the body overproduces again interleukin 6, and it stays there for the next 3 or 4 days. Your body is inflamed. You feel that aching feeling for the next 3 or 4 days. That's not good. If you're aching for 3 or 4 days, your immune system is not that healthy because you still have that interleukin 6 in your body. Okay? So the idea is to exercise. You're not preparing for any prize fight. You're not trying to win any medals when you exercise, especially if you're using exercise to fight this COVID-19. You don't want to win any trophies, okay? You just want to exercise. You just want to prepare the body just in case an infection sets in. Your body's not going to overreact, okay? Because overreaction is what kills us. It's what's going to do us more harm. Okay? The objective here is for you not to overtrain, not to overdo it, because if you overdo it, it's not going to do you any good. You have to do it on a steady pace. Do it on your own pace. Do it on your own pace and do it on a regular basis. Okay? Don't try anything magnificent that you see on the internet. If you see something that looks cool, yes, it looks cool. Maybe under a different condition, you can try that. Okay? You can try those fancy moves that you see in the gym some of the time. Not today. Not this time. Your objective here is to use exercise as a weapon and overtraining the body. Like I mentioned in my previous episode, overload is key for increasing the size of your muscle, and increasing the size of your muscle is increasing your metabolism. I know that. Overload right now is not your best friend. Your best friend is regular exercise. Okay? Maybe once all of this is done, you can exercise and go for that overload, go for that personal record, that PR that you've been working at, that race that you've always wanted to join. You can do that. We're not trying to win any competition here. We just want to learn how to use exercise as our primary weapon against this virus. Again, regular exercise, use your own pace. Overload right now is not the best thing for you. You don't want to overload yourself. Just exercise on a regular basis. I know I talked a lot about overload, about building your muscle. Now is not the time. All you need now is regular exercise. You want to boost your immune system. Make sure that you move the body. Make sure that the body doesn't overreact once this COVID-19 enters your body. Hopefully it does not. Well, if it does, then your body will be prepared for it. Okay, so that's the end of our video. And I hope you always keep yourself safe. exercise regularly. Of course, we want to fight this virus. And I hope you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know all the new episodes that we're going to come up with. Again, this is Robert Baranda from the Healthy and Fit Lifestyle. Until then, see ya.